All right, we're solving equations with variables on both sides. So when we're solving any linear equation, we can use our saying that says, don't call me after midnight. Don't call me after midnight. Okay, each of those letters, D, C, M, A, M, stand for something. So if we just remember, don't call me after midnight, we can help remember our order of what we're supposed to do. So this is kind of similar to how we use PEMDAS to help us remember how to simplify. Remember, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Don't call me after midnight helps us solve linear equations. So the D in for don't stands for distribute. So your first step is to distribute. The C is combine any like terms on the same side of our equal sign. Like terms cannot cross over the equal sign. The first M stands for move the variable to one side. And it doesn't matter which side of our equal sign we move it to. Typically people like to move it to the left, but it doesn't matter. So move the variable, get them all to one side. Then A stands for add or subtract to get rid of your constant that's on the same side as the variable. So remember, the constant's the number not attached to the variable. Get it away from our variable, so move it to the other side of the equal sign. And the last M is multiply or divide to get rid of the coefficient that's in front of our variable. So if we follow these steps in order, we'll be able to solve. So distribute, combine like terms, move the variable to one side, add or subtract, multiply or divide. So the example that's here, we have 2x plus 2 plus x equals x minus 8. So we're going to start with the distributing step, but if we notice, we don't have anything to distribute. So we can just move on from here and go to C for combine. So combine like terms. Remember, the like terms, though, have to be on the same side of our equal sign. So here's our equal sign. We got to look at the same side. So if we look at the left side, I have 2x and x are like terms. So 2x plus x is 3x. This x over here is not a like term because it's on the other side. So we can't combine that. So 2x plus x is 3x. Our plus 2 equals x minus 8. So no distributing. Then we combine like terms. M stands for move. So if we look at our equation, 3x plus 2 equals x minus 8. Move the variable to one side. So right now we have variables on both sides. We're going to move one of them to the other side. So let's move this x over to the other side. We move by adding or subtracting. That's all we can do, is either add or subtract. Never multiply or divide. So when I look at this x, see how it's positive? I don't have a symbol here, so it's positive. So I'm going to move it by doing the opposite. I'm going to need to subtract. So if I subtract x, that makes x minus x is 0, goes away. And I'm going to subtract x over here. So 3x minus x leaves me with 2x. And then plus 2 equals, those canceled out, negative 8. Okay, after I move my variable to one side, I add or subtract. So I have 2x plus 2 equals negative 8. I want to move this constant right here, this plus 2. So if I have a plus 2, I need to get rid of it by subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. So my 2x stays the same. 2 minus 2 goes away, equals negative 8 minus 2 is negative 10. My last step is to multiply or divide. I have a 2 in front of my x, means I'm multiplying currently. I get rid of multiplication with division. So I'm going to divide both by 2. Remember that 2 divided by 2 is just 1, so it cancels. Leaves me with x. And then negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. So in this problem, x equals negative 5. Now, we should always go back and check our solution. We can check it by plugging the answer we get back into the original equation we had to make sure it works. So everywhere I see an x here, x, x, x. I know that x equals -5. So I'm going to plug in -5 everywhere I see an x. So 2x, so where I have 2, x is -5, plus 2, plus x. So plus x is -5, equals x is -5, minus 8. Now from here, we're just going to use the calculator. We're going to calculate the left and the right side each separately. I'm going to plug 2 times -5 plus 2 plus -5 into my calculator. Take your time to do that. Plug that in your calculator right now. Open up Desmos or get a calculator and type that in your calculator. 2 times -5 plus 2 plus -5. If you need to pause the video so that you can do that, please do so. Pause and actually do this in your calculator or on Desmos. Once you've done that, you hopefully have seen that this left side is equal to -13. Now we come to the right side, and same thing. I want you to actually do this, either in a calculator, on Desmos, or if you can do this one in your head or work it out yourself, -5 minus 8. Pause the video if you need to. Desmos, a calculator, or if you can work it out yourself, -5 minus 8. You should have gotten -13. See how these are both equal? That means our answer is correct. So our answer was x equals -5. Our next example. So here's our problem. We'll go back to our steps. It says to distribute. So I look and I have some distributing. So I'm going to distribute here. Everything else is going to stay the same. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 1 is 2. Minus 8 equals 5x plus 6 minus 2x. I distributed. After distributing, it says combine. Remember, we're combining like terms on the same side of our equal sign. So maybe we should draw on our line. I'm going to look here on my left side, look for like terms. 6x plus 2 minus 8. Plus 2 and minus 8 are like terms. So I have 6x plus 2 minus 8, or 2 minus 8 is -6. Then I'm going to look on the right side. 5x plus 6 minus 2x. 5x minus 2x are like terms. So 5x minus 2x is 3x. And then my plus 6. So I distributed and then combined like terms. Now we need to move the variable to one side. So see how I have a variable on the left and a variable on the right? I'm going to move this 3x. Since it's positive, there's no symbol here. It's positive. Remember, moving, I have to add or subtract. So if it's positive, I'm going to subtract 3x. And then I need to do it to the left side. So 6x minus 3x is 3x minus 6 equals 3x minus 3x goes away. Leaves me with just 6. After I move, I need to add or subtract. Looking at my constant on the same side as x. So right here, this -6. Since it's minus 6, I'm going to get rid of subtraction with addition. So 3x, -6 plus 6 is 0, equals 6 plus 6 is 12. Now my last step should be pretty easy. Remember, we multiply or divide. I have 3 times x, so I get rid of times with divide. So x equals 12 divided by 3 is 4. X should equal 4. Now once again, we're going to check our answer by plugging it in. We're going to plug in a 4 everywhere we see an x. So we had 2 and then 3x. So right here, after this 3, I'm going to plug in my 4. Then I had plus 1, which is why there's a plus 1. Minus 8, so I keep minus 8, equals 5x. So remember, we plug in our x value. We plug in our 4. Plus 6 minus 2x. So plus 6 minus 2, and then our x value was 4. So remember, I need you to pause the video. And you're going to type this into Desmos or into your calculator and see what you get. So pause the video if you need to. Type this into your calculator into Desmos. See what you get. Then equals. We're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to type all of this into your calculator or into Desmos. So pause the video if you need to. Type this into Desmos or into your calculator. Make sure that both sides are equal. If you do not get both of them to be equal in your calculator or in Desmos, turn your cup to red. Turn your cup to red if those are not equal. We'll come see what the issue is. Once you've done that, and they're both equal, let's move on to our next example. So here's our next problem. Distribute. I don't have anything to distribute. Combine. I'm going to look for my like terms. On the left, I have x minus 8x minus 3x, which is 5x plus the 12. On the right side, I have 4 plus 3, so equals 7 plus 5x. Then I'm going to move my variables to one side. So I have a plus 5x. I always move with addition or subtraction. If I have a plus 5x, I'm going to subtract 5x. I have 5x minus 5x. Well, 5 minus 5 is 0. So that's actually just gone right here. I don't have 5x's anymore. I don't have x's. They're gone. All I have is 12 equals 7. 5x minus 5x, well, the whole point was to get rid of those. So those are gone. So look, I have 12 equals 7. Do I have any variables left? No, I just have numbers, no variables. Stop. Stop. When that happens, stop. You have no variables. Stop. Now, we need to talk about this. When we have no variables remaining, it means we stop and determine what this means. You're going to ask yourself, is the statement that's there, 12 equals 7, true or false? Is 12 the exact same as 7? Are they equal? No. 12 is not 7. They are not the same. So no, not true. This means no solution. That is our answer. No solution. So I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to put no solution. That is our answer to this problem. No solution. These are not equal. Means no solution. Okay, last problem. Start with distribute. So I'm going to distribute here. Negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is plus 8 equals 8 minus 10x. Now I'm going to combine. I don't have like terms on the left side, and I don't have like terms on the right side. So I'm going to skip that step. I don't have anything to combine. Move. Get all my variables to one side. So I have a minus 10x. So I need to add 10x. Well, negative 10x plus 10x, well, that's 0. So those are gone. Leaves me with 8 equals 8. And once again, negative 10x plus 10x. That's 0. Those are gone. Look, I have no variables again. What do? Stop. Stop when there's no variables. Once again, when there's no variables, we need to stop and determine what this means. So once again, ask yourself, is the statement that's there true or false? Does 8 equal 8? Is 8 the same as 8? Are they the same? Are they equal? Well, yes, they are. They're the same number. When yes, they are the same, Instead of no solution, like when they weren't the same, instead what we're going to say is infinite solutions. What infinite means is every single number, any number you want to, will work for x. Pick a number, your favorite number. You can plug it in for x and it'll work. Pick a different number, plug it in for x and it'll work. Pick any number you want to, and this equation will be true. So when they're the same numbers, our answer, infinite solutions. So no variables and different numbers is no solution. No variables and the same number, infinite solutions.